Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 88 of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
Great place for your Valentine's Day gifts.
And we hope to stop there this week.
That's right. Can't wait to check it out again.
And first, we're going to start with the winners of the Passporter contest. Thank you to everybody who entered. The winners are Kimberly Owens, LaShawna Smith, Heather Lopez, and Randy Reddy, and we'll post that on the Facebook page.
Yeah, so congratulations. A lot of good things people are looking forward to see at Walt Disney World this year.
I like reading all the entries. I wish we had, 100 passporters, but we don't. We just have the 4, which
Right.
was very generous of them to.
But we should
give.
have more goodies coming up thanks
Yes.
to Theme Park Connection, and this is a very special week because we just came back from a Disney cruise.
I know we did it fairly last minute. A few weeks ago, we decided we were going to. We found a good Florida resident rate, and we ended up on the Disney Dream.
Yeah, so we had a great time. I like how they had Olaf here from Frozen to welcome you at the terminal.
He was in Castaway Key as well.
That's right. He moves around too.
He does. You see him moving.
Yes. So here it is. This is the Dream. We're at Port Canaveral right now, getting ready to get on the ship.
And this was our second time on the Dream. The first was the media christening cruise.
Yes, we had a great time at that christening cruise.
3 years ago, and it was very fast. So it was a day, really a day and a half. So it was it really was a working cruise, where this was kind of a combination.
Right. So here we are. We're about to go through the big Mickey. Not so hidden Mickey head.
Not so
here,
hidden Mickey.
Onto the ship.
And I really enjoy this part where they announce you, to whoever's there. There's not that many
There's
people
really nobody
There's
there.
nobody there, but they announce you anyway.
And you could say your name as anybody.
Mickey Mouse.
You could say, yes.
I don't think
you
they
could
would
any
say.
name, and they would clap and cheer. Hello, welcome, Mickey. Welcome, Mr. Mouse.
It is really a nice way to enter the ship.
Right, and here we go. It is the grand atrium here with
Admiral Donald.
And there is Donald greeting guests himself.
And you said you didn't even realize he was greeting.
That's true. True story.
And now we're heading to the stateroom. This is a veranda room, which we really like. I have not ever had a veranda room.
Yes, I've always had the veranda room too, except for one time I had a porthole room.
Oh, you did have one?
I did, yes.
Okay.
But, look at that. I know that person.
Oh, and we have the Remy and the Palo. We booked Remy brunch and Palo dinner, and those envelopes were on the seahorse.
Right, and we'll be talking about those on next week's show. This week we are talking about days 1 and 2, so this really is part 1. There's just so much to cover.
Right.
But anyway, let's take a look around the room. Actually, very spacious for a cruise room.
It is. The Disney Cruise Line rooms, I think the staterooms are supposed to be a little bigger than many other ships.
Right.
And the way they do storage, I wish they did storage like this on land, like at the Disney resorts, because, there's so much room, so many hangars. We brought quite a bit on board, and yet we were able to fit everything comfortably.
There is actually more room for storage and suitcases and things on this than like a Wilderness Lodge room, concierge room or something like that, of equal quality.
Any room, right. So
and a refrigerator, too.
There's a small refrigerator. We brought a couple bottles of wine because in carry-on you can actually bring alcohol on board.
So we brought some wine and a little beer, and we didn't even use all of it.
We still have one of the bottles, so yeah.
But so really, I very pleased with the location. Was great. We were on deck 9, which 2 decks above us is the Cabanas.
Right, just like right up the stairs. So that was very convenient. I would choose this location again.
Right, and another deck above that would be Palo and Remy. So again, great location, right where you want to be for everything. And
they give you the H2O products. Very generous sizes, the 2 ounce, and they will refill them if you use them at the end of the day, because they come into your stateroom twice.
Right. I really like the Sea Marine shampoo.
We actually buy it from H2O.
I've been using it for years, actually.
I know. If you get on the H2O list online, you can get it sometimes 50% off.
Sometimes even more.
Well, usually 50. Like I paid about $10 a bottle, which is still a lot for shampoo, but you like it.
But it smells. It reminds you of Disney.
I buy the cheap shampoo for me usually.
You smile when you are having your shower.
They sucked us in.
Yes,
so
we are drinking the Kool-Aid. That's for sure. Oh, there's Ariel telling you to be friendly.
You know what is so funny is that I often will put my towel up. It doesn't matter if it's a hotel or the ship, and they never They always take it. Like, they never leave it.
That's
So
good service.
I try to conserve, but nobody lets me.
Now, we spent quite a bit of time, actually. We did fully utilize our veranda.
Right.
And here's a view with a port, and I figured it wouldn't be that exciting to just show the port, so here's some
There's our Rose Regalia. I brought a bottle of Rose
Forgot that was in
Regalia.
there. But here is the view from our veranda of a Castaway. So you can see it really is a nice bonus to be able to sit out there and relax and see where you're going.
Now, the other side of the ship balconies, I guess you said, would look over more
the dock. You'd look over
right.
the dock and the other side of the island. I prefer this side. Now, this is the turn down service that you get. They actually
Every
do your
night.
room twice a day, and the navigator there tells you all the different events and things to do. And of course, the towel art. I love the towel folding. They actually had a class on towel folding.
Right, and I wish we had gone. There was just, there's really just too much to do on the cruise.
And there's your prescription sunglasses on the
I know,
pirate-looking... That's the blanket that goes on top of the bed, actually. Very talented.
It is. Those chocolates aren't as good as the grumpy ones.
And I think that was a monkey. I think he was a monkey.
Oh, I don't think that's true. I thought that was like that.
No, I think he was a monkey.
Davy Jones or whatever. No.
What we just saw was a listing of the various restaurants we went to, and that was Palo and Remy coming up again next week.
I have no idea what they are. Some of them I don't know what they are.
So this is a meal you especially liked. This is Cabanas, the first day before
This was one of my favorite meals on the whole cruise.
Right, this is before we even did the drill. I mean, we just did it. We got in, did the room video, and of course, here's the
drill.
The drill.
Cabanas really has such a sliced turkey and sliced beef, so many different options.
And this drill isn't a big deal. You don't even have to bring your life preservers
preserver.
anymore.
They used to. You actually used to have to wear the life preserver. This was my fourth cruise. The first was in '98, and I remember having a bear of a time with that life preserver.
Well, it's hard to go up and down the stairs with that
Yes.
thing, and it doesn't exactly fit snugly to all sometimes. So anyway, so we're off. We have left the building.
And you missed the dolphins.
I did not miss the dolphins.
I thought you did not see the
You are jumping
dolphins.
ahead. The dolphins are yet to come. Oh, look at there, the aqueduct.
No,
aqueduct is
you
in
didn't
force.
really get to see the dolphins.
I saw the dolphins.
I didn't think you did.
I fully saw the dolphins.
I don't know if that's true.
So anyway, it is the Sailing Away show, and there is Captain Mickey and Donald. No, Donald. Goofy and Minnie. Donald will be coming out later.
Yeah, Donald eventually makes his way out.
And all these guys are the cruise guys that you see throughout the cruise. You get to know them. They're always very helpful. See, there's Donald and Daisy also. And right now,
and Chippendale
this is sort of the finale of the Sailing Away show, and they light off the horn.
And this is the most crowded. I mean, this is really crowded. It wasn't as bad for the lobby.
The pirate party is
the
equally,
pirate
the
party
pirate
too.
party is crowded too up on deck.
But like the last show that we'll eventually get to see, not as bad in the lobby.
Right. See, I think what they do is, because everything is split, their shows in the Walt Disney Theater, it's split between all the guests, so it doesn't seem as bad, and the lobby's never as bad. But these shows, it's only one show.
And by bad we mean busy.
Busy.
This is really busy
They're
because
great shows. I'm just
everybody
talking
is
about,
here.
But yeah, everybody is at one time up on deck. So here we are. We're sailing away. And the dolphins would be right down there.
I know there were so many
right.
dolphins. You weren't with me at the time, and there was just like so many dolphins here. And I didn't have a chance to really get too
I was just loving these people that
pictures.
drive out here just to wave at the ship.
Well,
that's a fun day.
Remember,
I mean, we should just drive out there and wave at the ships going by.
Well, I think there's so many ships that go out, so it must be interesting to see it. It's
Sure,
something a little different.
I would do it. Why not? If you live close by,
I'd rather be on the ship.
I would rather be on the ship too. But I just thought that was interesting. And here he is. It's Captain Mickey himself.
The one big thing about the Disney Cruise Line is there's so many character opportunities. Minnie was in the lobby, and we were told she'd be greeting like 50 more times during the 4-night cruise.
And in case anybody hasn't figured it out, we do love to meet the characters. I do. I can't get enough of the characters. So it's so much fun. I mean,
but this isn't all we do.
Oh no!
Like we did so many other things during the cruise.
Eating.
We
Lots
ate.
of eating.
We did some classes, a tour,
and eating.
And eating. Too much eating.
Too much eating. But we did meet a lot of characters. But yeah, it's not the only thing we did. Oh, there's Ariel.
We didn't go too crazy as far as characters. We weren't like we didn't meet them all.
I had a great time talking to them, though. I always like to have conversations with the characters, and she's telling me about Flounder on the aqueduct, how he likes to slide down.
And it's interesting. She's sort of out of the way.
She gave me a hug.
I know. She gave me a hug, too. on the floor, there's 3 different levels, and Ariel was always on the 3rd, and
She was kind of hidden.
she was usually sort of by herself.
So our first meal of the cruise was at the Royal Palace. And you can sum up the Royal Palace with your famous quote that you said before.
What did I say? Style over substance.
Yes.
I wasn't that impressed either with the lunch or the dinner.
But it's a beautiful,
it is
beautiful
absolutely
restaurant.
beautiful.
And when you see the food all looks great. But we felt it was more like a banquet type food.
Well, it's all
good. It's great food, but it's
I didn't think it was great food, and it's all banquet food except for Remy and Palo. But this is a beautiful restaurant.
Beautiful.
I didn't think the food measured up.
right. And I know what you're saying. It's not like it's bad food. It's just
It just was
we had
average.
right. It was just average, and you would expect this to be their top restaurant. Now that was right here. You're looking at the breaded fried brie.
And it was just very heavy, and I thought it would be more like puff pastry.
I had the escargot, which I've had before, and I thought this was great, similar to what you have at Food and Wine.
I did like the bread basket, though, that looked like a carrot.
This was the iced lobster and jumbo shrimp. Again, I loved it. I love seafood. It wasn't as good as on Cabanas, though.
Really?
Yes, it was actually
We liked
better on
Cabanas a lot.
And this was your farmhouse salad.
And that was, it was a salad, so it wasn't good or
Nothing
bad. It was
special
nothing
about
special.
that.
Mm-mm.
And I had the onion soup. I didn't really care for the onion soup so much. It was not as good as at Be Our Guest.
And
Be Our Guest, I really like their onion
You're
soup.
actually allowed to order as many appetizers and stuff as you want.
Which
we tried
took
a little
full advantage of.
Well, we sampled a few extra things.
And that was the Chateaubriand. It was
It was
no Club
okay.
33 Chateau, but it was good.
It was okay.
And this was the lobster mac and cheese. Not as good as the
Disney
Playhouse
Junior-
Disney.
Disney Junior Play and Dine.
Yes, the Play and Dine mac and cheese. Oh, tremendous. Still yet to be beat. Oh, and this, of course, you had the souffle.
It was
And
okay.
I had the creme brulee.
That
Can't mess up the creme brulee. Creme brulee was great.
I've never had a creme brulee that didn't taste like another creme brulee, so that was fine.
But the real star of this particular restaurant was, of course, the decor. And it's beautiful decor. If you like all the classic Disney, especially the princesses, the royal stuff, I mean, it really is a beautiful experience. And of course, we had some great table mates. We made some new friends, and that's always the best part.
They let us take pictures of
but
their food.
they figured
We
out
didn't
they
ask.
figured us out by the end of the cruise. At the end of the cruise, everyone's like, "Would you like to take a picture?" So it didn't
That
take
was
long.
very
for
nice
that
of
was
them.
that we really enjoyed, and we don't know if it's okay to say their name, so we're just going to not do that.
And we did not see the golden Mickeys. We've seen it before. Next time we're on the ship, we'll see it again.
Yeah, we've seen it.
We wanted to just hang out.
We really wanted to enjoy the first night and wander and watch the sailing. So this is the morning. We're now in Nassau, Bahamas, and it's Royal Caribbean across the way. It looks like a very big ship.
It
there.
is. Say the Royal Caribbean looks nice, so maybe someday.
And there is the Atlantis resort over there. And, we had a lot of plans this day, a lot of plans that involve being on the ship. So we didn't really spend too much time in Nassau, but we'll get to that when we get there.
About a half hour.
Right. So this was the princess meet and greet in the morning. I just took this quick clip because we had other plans. We wanted to see the very elusive princess Anna from Frozen. See, so
Favorite
elusive,
Anna.
it slipped my tongue. There she is, Princess Anna. So,
And she had a very, very long line, but they kept it moving. They didn't rush anybody, but for some reason, the very long line ended up being about a half hour, which wasn't too bad.
it was probably the longest we waited.
No,
and
Max
and
Goofy and Max were like 45 minutes. For some reason, that was a slow one.
But I have to say, I mean, they really kept this out of the way. I mean, this was way in the back by the theater.
Preludes, they call
by
it.
Preludes, and nobody knows what Preludes is.
I don't know what Preludes is.
So if you did not read your personal navigator, you would have no idea that Princess Anna was here. And when people started to figure it out, then that's why you got the line.
But they moved it. I mean, everybody took their time with her, but it just, for some reason, it was able to move.
And, it's always nice. We had nice people in line. I think they're from Michigan that we were chatting with. So
Yes.
let the time go by.
Apparently, it's like 5 degrees there, which I
Yes.
can't even imagine right now.
Yes, that's not for me.
No,
Very
it's not for me
cold.
either. I can't do cold weather like that anymore.
But we had a great conversation with Anna. We talked about Olaf being on the slide there, the aqueduct, and also about Elsa freezing the ocean. I guess she gets
no,
that a
I
lot.
thought she said that she should freeze the aqueduct and make it an
An
ice
ice slide for Olaf. That's right. Well, you have to watch. All these videos will be up. We will link to them all in the show notes. But again, we always have fun with the characters. So
We actually did not plan to go outside at all for the Bahamas, But you were kind of like, well, let's get a picture of the sign. And then we actually walked a little bit
I said we should have a grand expedition down the port and back
And I
so we
did.
could say that we were at Nassau. We officially went to Nassau.
I mean, we did a nice tour of the ship, which was really great. And that was included.
And that's coming up. That's coming
Okay.
up. We will get to that. But so we walked all the way down. We actually went to the custom house.
All the way down.
And, at that point we had seen our share of Nassau. So we had to turn around and get back to the ship.
We weren't doing any shore excursions at all anywhere, including on Castaway Key. So I had done a historical tour. You have actually been to, where did you
Blue
go?
Lagoon once and to the Atlantis Resort.
So we just walked a tiny bit around and then headed back on the ship.
Well,
so
we
about
wanted
a
to
half
take
hour.
some photos out here on the dock and, of course, some little video clips. I mean, it is a beautiful, it's probably the best place to get pictures of the ships.
So I'm glad that we went out. Again, we hadn't planned it. So walked just a tiny bit into the Nassau
But we had
area.
very important business. This was our tour, our sort of like an Imagineering tour, and we're in Remy now, and our guide is showing us the Swarovski?
I don't know.
Whatever.
The crystal, the rat.
Right, the rat. Yes, we learned about the rat.
Well, we learned quite a bit, actually.
And that was in Palo. We were just in Palo,
Skyline,
and
right, in the
now we're in
Skyline
Skyline.
bar.
So, I mean, it was nice to be able to learn little tidbits of things. Oh, and right in the middle of the tour, Snow
goes
White
Snow
walks
White.
by in the adult bar area. So that was very funny.
That was an interesting
Out
moment.
of nowhere. Even everyone got sort of a laugh out of that. But he was pointing out the hidden Mickeys in the Starfield, which I had never seen before. Oh,
I don't know what he was doing there.
but he's
kicking a ball.
talking about the lifeboats, how they had to get special permission to get the Mickey shoe-colored lifeboats.
And I
'cause
remember that.
I guess it's a rule where all the lifeboats on the cruise ships have to be yellow, but Disney had an exception. He was showing us the hidden Mickeys in the carpets and just lots of things. I mean, some of it we had figured out on our own and we knew, but we did learn a few things.
We learned some things, and again, this is included with the cruise. You just look in your navigator. It's a guided tour. And he's talking about the enchanted art,
Right.
which I was a little annoyed by that midship detective agency because, like, you could be doing, the Walt thing here,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, like, a kid will hold up a card. It's like, where did my enchanted art go?
Your enchantment turns wrong.
Aw.
All of a sudden, yes.
And I know kids love it.
and it's great for the kids.
but it's not good if you want to look at enchanted art.
Right. Anyway, again, more fun with the characters. This was, again, the day Nassau, and they're all dressed in their Caribbean outfits. So right now, it was sort of like a dance thing. They had dance music on, and they were all sort of dancing and jumping around with the
and they
guests.
all wanted to shake, like, Donald wants to shake his tail feathers. And they were, you were, like, encouraging it,
them,
but they were
of
already
course.
dancing. So
Right, they're already dancing, but I kept
Look at it,
I
he's
kept
like-
telling them that they need to outdo the previous
I know you were
one.
encouraging it.
But Donald here was really getting in. They were all getting into it. So
And their attendants always are encouraging it also. So that was even more fun.
and one thing
And
we
he's got
we
little Isaac there.
right, little Isaac, yeah. Well, we learned that the attendants actually some of them are in the shows at night, and they do double duty as being attendants during the day.
They're
So
in
it's very
all the
interesting.
shows, and you'll see them during the day. Everybody has dual roles on the ships, unless maybe you're in the housekeeping or whatever.
Right. Everybody
A
works
stateroom.
very hard and very long hours. Turns
Yes.
out all the people that work on the show, they have little rooms without windows right behind the stage. So they don't have to go very far to do their main job, I guess.
And there's many. And I like that all the characters have different kinds of costumes. During the cruise, like Minnie had so many different
We
outfits.
probably saw Goofy in 5 to 6 different outfits,
Yes.
at least, and we'll talk about that later on. And Goofy was the ultimate challenge. I told him he has to beat everybody, and I think he did. One last thing I have to say is, you wait in one line, but you get 5 characters from the one line. So it's actually really good. And Mickey is always up the steps on the top of the balcony. Mickey is kept separately because, of course, everyone wants
Chip
to
and
see
Dale
the mouse.
was often there.
They were often to
and,
the side
and
sometimes, too.
sometimes Donald.
So this was another meal. It was Animator's Palate.
Which is different than it was on the Magic, or is on the Magic.
Right. Well,
I don't think have they switched it?
I believe they switched it on the Magic to what is currently on the Fantasy.
Okay.
And the Wonder still has the old
I liked the
changing
old-
colors.
I liked
or
the
colors
old
change.
Animator's
It
palette
goes from
the
black
best
and
for
white to
Magic.
color. And this one is sort of like Turtle Trek with Crush, but we'll get
Not
it.
Turtle Trek.
Not Turtle. Oh, Turtle Talk.
Turtle Talk.
Yes.
That's a
Slip
different
of
part.
the SeaWorld tongue there. Turtle Talk.
Turtle Talk.
With Crush. Anyway, so here's a look at the decor. It really is a Pixar restaurant. It's mostly
It is
Pixar,
mostly Pixar.
which is kind of nice. I'm glad they have something different. I wouldn't want it to be the
But
same.
there's Mickey Mouse, and Mickey
of
Mouse
course,
is not
well,
Pixar.
it's still Animator's Palate. So the first item of food which you had was the black truffle pasta. Do you remember that?
I did. It was very. I actually enjoyed this. This was one of my favorite meals of the dining rooms. Although Enchanted Garden was my favorite.
I had the smoked salmon tartare, which was okay, not great, but not bad. It was
Not great,
it
not
was
bad.
Okay.
With cucumbers.
Yes, and you had the butternut squash.
All of my soups were good. It was like going to Boma or something. You know, the soup was very good.
Yes, I tried the soup, and I thought it was also very good. And this salad here was excellent. This was a salad, and there was dates in there, and croutons, and all sorts of stuff. I thought that was very good.
You know, the one thing, and there was this steak, which
Teriyaki Angus beef
that was
tenderloin.
you know, like in Cabanas, I can just have a salad. I don't want all kinds of junk in my salad. Like just regular stuff.
This is the herb crusted veal chop. We actually had a miscommunication because we were going to order one of the beef
there's my
tenderloins and split it, and then
chicken.
you had the chicken, but somehow it didn't.
How did I not have, maybe I didn't have chicken. I had beef this day,
You
right?
did, but then somehow
don't remember
that might have been
everything.
remember I told you our table mates kept offering
Yes,
to take, and that
I
was
get
one of our
confused.
table mates, red snapper. Oh, there's our Carlo. He has
He was
great
the
tricks.
best.
He was fantastic. So and cookies and
ice
cream
cream.
ice cream sundae. So actually, I thought this meal was better than
Better.
the Royal Palace. And
Actually, I must have had maybe the chicken was our table mates because I had chicken the last night.
right, that's right. But
I
again,
wanted chicken, but you told me to have beef, and then you ordered an extra thing of beef. Like,
was a big confusion.
It was big confusion.
Anyway, so we finished off that big meal by going out and having some fun on the aqueduct at night. I had never been on the aqueduct at night because there was no time on the media cruise, and I talked you into it, and you were scared. As soon as we went into the tube, I hear, ah! Because for some reason you didn't remember the water pushing
I
you.
don't
It's
remember
like a
that
water
much.
coaster.
I don't remember that much water coming behind me and into my nose, and I don't like water in my nose. I don't like. I loved
it. Aqueduct at night, 2 thumbs up. It was awesome.
Yeah, your 2 thumbs.
That's right. Well, anyway, after we finished with this fun, we went to the jacuzzi in the adult-only area, and we had it all to ourselves. It was kind of neat because you could look straight down and see the ocean. It was over the ocean. I kind of like that.
I like the adults area. It's certainly much more quiet, and we enjoyed that area.
So that was really a great night to do it, and that was about halfway. That was the halfway point of our cruise. Come back next week for part 2.
And we'll probably have a little Walt Disney World, but I'm excited to talk about more characters and Remy and Palo. You know, there was so much fun on the cruise.
Right, and especially Castaway Cay.
And oh yeah, Castaway Cay too.
We had a great time there. So anyway, we will see everybody next week. Thanks to our sponsor, Theme Park Connection, as always.
And also make sure to look at our videos that we've been putting up.
Right, we're going to link to all the cruise videos and various things like that. We also want to say hello to all the nice people we met on the cruise too.
So, and anyway, have a great week.
Have a great week. We'll see you all next week.